Today is kind of a fun day. We have a fun project in this box right here. The people at Woom Bikes have it's a European company, have sent us a bike. They make bikes specifically for kids of different sizes, and we'll talk about what's cool about them. But they sent us a bike to try out, so we're going to pull it out of the box and put it together. Inside of the box here is nicely organized. Everything's nicely padded for shipment and to keep it protected while it's in there. So I'm going to pull it out and do all the boring stuff, pulling all the wrapping off and everything else, and then we'll see what we've got. We have here is assembly instructions for the Woom bike. And then here's the bike that I've pulled out, and it really just has protective covering stuff over the outside. There's also a water bottle and some, like a dinger bell, and some a wrench and a couple Allens, and a water bottle holder, and even some cute bike gloves, which is fun. This piece over here is an optional freewheeling back hub and rim, so that you can switch it out. If you get that option, you can switch it out so that there's no reverse brake, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But so one of the things you need to do, the handlebar is attached, but you can see it's not aligned right with the wheel. So you turn it like this, and they've already got the screws pre-loosened here. You turn it to be perpendicular with the wheel here, and then use this handy little included Allen wrench to tighten these up to make sure that it stays nice. Now that the handlebars are turned, then you get to raise them up. You got to loosen two of these bolts there, and then raise it up into the right position and reattach. So I've got the handlebar on now, and the next thing to do is to mount the pedals on. If you've never done this before, their instructions have this. There's a left and a right pedal, because the threads are actually opposite of each other on these two, and so it has this. And doesn't say, it says there should be an L and an R, which there usually aren't, but one of them is always marked specially. This one you can see has little marks on it, which indicate that it's the different pedal. Oh, here they are. So there's the left pedal and the right pedal. There's an L and an R. And so you want to put these on as if you're looking forward from the bike. So you want to grab the left pedal here, and it screws into the left pedal side. You have to kind of look and see how the threads go, because it's counterintuitive on the reverse thread. And you can really you should be able to hand tighten it almost all the way into the bottom. So I'm just going to screw this into the threads there. The reason why they're opposite threaded is so the threads naturally tighten themselves when you pedal in it. You don't just unscrew it while you pedal, which is why. So I'm just going to hand tighten that one in there. And then I'm going to put this one on the other side, going the normal thread way. And that is going to...
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah, this one goes right tighty, lefty loosey. The other one's opposite, and it's marked funny. But look on the ends, there's an L and an R, which is helpful. And then they include a wrench here, which we'll use to... You can use any press wrench or whatever you have, but they include one that's exactly the right size that will help you tighten.
Super nice.
Oh yeah, they've done a great job with this. So here's... Even if you're not a bike person, you've never adjusted anything on a bike before, they even give you the tools.
It's blue. Cara's gonna love it.
And so you don't want to over tighten these. I'm going the wrong way. You don't want to over tighten these. You just want to give them enough pressure that they snug in there, and because they'll tighten themselves as they're going. So now we're going to remove a lot of this wrapping stuff and uncover the bike itself here.
There's the brakes. This is one of the main reasons we got this bike. We wanted it. Is because the brakes are designed for small hands.
So they're good brakes, and they're good V-brakes, but they're designed for small hands, which is kind of nice. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
And it's got a front and rear brake. Nice.
Nice.
It's so cute.
All the packaging, padding that comes on here.
And this is the Woom 3, so it's the 16-inch bike. And Cara's 5, so.
They actually have a strider as well, although we had a strider from long ago that she's been using. So But good bikes. Oh, there's little reflective patches on the front of the forks there too.
Oh, cute.
Which is cute. Okay, keep all of our wrapping stuff in the way. Bikes, look at this. It's exciting to see a company that is working so hard to make bikes better specifically for kids. There's lots of main companies that make kids bikes, but to have someone really focus exclusively on kids bikes and make it easy and nice for them, I think is great. One of the things you'll notice about this bike, and I noticed this when I picked up the box, is the whole bike just doesn't weigh very much because they actually use really good materials. And having a non-heavy bike is super encouraging when you're learning how to ride because it feels fun. You're not lugging a huge heavy bike around.
It's not as much work to keep up with your siblings.
It's not as much work, and you really come to enjoy it. If you give a kid a terrible bike, they're probably not going to like it very much. And that might be okay if they're just bumming around the neighborhood or something, but we really like to go on family adventures and things, and having a quality bike is really essential to helping the kids have a good experience for that. We're almost to the bottom of our protected shipping.
Oh my gosh, I want her to ride it. I'm so excited.
This is just adorable. It's a good quality seat though. That's amazing. Okay, so front brakes are nicely adjusted. Back brakes need to be a little bit tighter. So let's make sure it's in there all the way it is. I'll have to look. There's actually some instructions. I want to read the instructions to you.
But how to say that?
How to do it. Did I put the wheels on straight?
It looks good.
Seat post. They have you put the handlebars fairly upright, which I think helps with steering. And they actually have a bottle holder too.
Yeah, there's a bottle holder and a water bottle.
They
And
mount the bottle holder to the bottom.
gloves.
Really
And a bell. Oh my gosh.
yeah, the bell's gonna be super.
It's adorable. I love this bike.
So one of the things that we did is you can see by the handbrakes here, this brake controls the front brake. And it shouldn't squeeze all the way back to the bar. You can see I'm fitting my finger in there. It shouldn't do that. You can actually adjust the distance to make it easier for the kids with this screw here, which is just a regular Phillips head. But this one is not obvious, and they don't actually have instructions in the manual, but it works like most standard bike brakes. So if you've done your own, but if not, I'll show you here. There's a screw here, which their Allen wrench fits, which holds the brake cable. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this cable here, and then you can just loosen this screw here that holds onto the cable, and then you can adjust it by pulling more or moving it back and forth to what you need. And then when you've got it in the right position, I'm not going to adjust mine much because it's in the right spot already, then you go ahead and just tighten this up pretty firmly. And then you don't want to cut this cable. You'll notice, I'll show you here in a second after I get this nice and tightened down. You'll notice that there's a nice cap on the end of this cable, and so you don't want to cut this off because it'll be a frayed end. But what you do is you can tuck it back behind the little notch here, and let me get it to stick here. You can tuck it back behind here. Now watch it not do it. Come on.
What I'm going to say.
There we go. You got to tuck it back behind the wire, and then it just tucks kind of right down here next to the brakes, and it's not going to bug you at all. So that's the way to keep it out of the way, and you don't want to cut off that capped end because then there's a frayed wire out there. You can also, here's the places if you need to align the brake pads to rub against the rims right. Here's the screw for that. And you basically loosen it, align it till it looks right, and then tighten it. You don't want it to rub against the tire. You want it to rub against the edge of the rim itself. So. And then everything else looks pretty good. There's another thing we discovered here. Let me show you this. There's this little rubber loop hanging off the bottom of the bike, and there's an extended boss here, right, that isn't used for anything else. And what you do with this is you can loop this over so that, and it's a steering dampener that makes it a little bit hard to steer to the side for the kids, which makes it just a little bit safer when they're learning how to steer a bigger bike. If they've been on a balance bike, they're going to have some experience, but having a larger bike might be a little bit different. So having a steering dampener will help reduce the that motion just a little bit. It's still, you know, because it has quite a lot of motion, right? Normally, and so having this dampened just a little bit will help the kids get in, you know, avoid some serious trouble. So we need to air up the tires a little bit. They have an air spec on them in the normal tire sizes. What's it say here? It says 40 psi. So we need to air up the tire, and we need to fit her. We need to make sure that this is right and adjust the brakes if we need. You can see that our brakes are not squeezing all the way back. And here's this adjustment screw here. Watch this as I turn the thing. It'll actually move it in towards the handlebar. So if your kid has smaller hands, you can adjust the braking here to make it smaller for their hands, which is kind of nice.
Pretty genius design.
It is actually a pretty genius design. It's really fun to have a bike designed expressly for kids. You know, that's
like a good bike. Like they're meant to ride, you know?
Yeah. That they can do really well on. So that's really good.
Let's go get her.
You can make small adjustments to the brakes here if you need to get a little bit in or a little bit out. But ours was out of adjustment enough that we had to make the adjustment down here. You can also screw these things. You can screw this up, and then you can screw this up or down, and then tighten this up against the side there. And that will allow you to make minor adjustments without, you know, when you're out on a bike ride. But when you're way off, you need to adjust the brake down here. All right, Cara, you ready for your last present for your birthday?
What is it?
Let's go see. Come on.
What it is?
A new bike.
Is it?
Look at that. Let's go see it. Come on.
Hey, Mama. Yes, that's it.
What color is it?
And apparently it comes with a water bottle.
Oh, Cara. Hang on. We got to get your helmet on first, kiddo.
Hey,
How's it
Mama,
feel?
let's test it.
Should we test
Let's test it.
You gotta pedal.
Remember, you got to balance.
Pedal fast. Pedal fast. Oh, good girl.
There you go.
Use your brakes.
There you go.
You got it.
You're doing great. I kind of know what it is.
It's kind of a fun challenge, huh?
You got this. It's not. You're not gonna get it right away.
That when I learned how to ride a bike, Kira, I was exactly like you.
It takes practice. Pedal.
Okay, you got to
Pedal
Keep going.
fast. Fast, fast, fast. Go, go, fast.
Remember, you got to steer, Andrew.
Woo, that was good.
Good, honey.
That was great.
Awesome.
That was so good.
Hey, hang on. You can't boot screw though. You got to use the pedals because otherwise they're going to hit your feet.
Okay, and then push off.
Okay,
Pedal, 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 pedal.
It looks like my boots.
Now, instead of using your feet to stop, you can pedal backwards or you can use your handbrakes. Okay, you can squeeze these in your slap. Go ahead and squeeze these.
What about this
You squeeze them both.
Just squeeze them
Right
both.
now, squeeze them both. Now try to move. Squeeze them and try to move. See?
See?
So you want to squeeze them slowly and it'll help you stop. All right? You want to practice again?
Do it. Come on, you got it.
Get going.
Do it.
Okay, you got to keep pedaling. Oh,
Oh,
Like that.
that's how you
yeah, like that. Okay, but you got to squeeze it a little bit softer, okay, so you don't stop. Because if you stop that fast, you'll fall over. Okay, you ready? Let's do it again.
Pedal.
You got to pedal. Here, you got to
Steer.
steer.
You got it, Cara.
It's okay, Kara. No training on the. Stay to the finish line. Make sure to slow down after you pass.
Stop pedaling. Brake. Put down.
Yeah! Knuckles!
Let's do it
Good
again.
girl.
Okay, down. I'll be the finish line over here.
Hey, you're just going to be the finish line over there.
Way ahead. Okay, so.
Okay, one foot down. Okay, bring your pedal forward. Kind of got to switch it forward a little bit so you can start forward. Kind of nudge it with your knee. So sometimes I'm like, here, pedal. Come on. And then it's right there and it's ready to start. Okay, ready? Good. That's a good start. Okay, now your other foot's up. So start with your other foot. There you go. Forward.
Just do the freestyle. Are you sure about that?
Watch. Make sure you're scared. Okay, I'll tell you when to coast, okay?
My coasting again.
You can slow down.
Oh, honey, you did it! Cara's doing totally awesome. She seems to be doing super well with mommy, which is really great. This is the first time, like this is the second time or maybe the third time she's been on it for just a couple minutes at a time. And all she really needs to do is learn how to start and stop, because she did all the balancing stuff on the balance bike. So she's making just great progress for being really the first time on a bike. So learn how to get in position and start it. She's doing really great. It's really fun to watch her and mommy work together. Here she goes again. Is she braking with her feet?
She's braking with her handbrake.
You're doing your handbrake? You just go easy squeezy, right?
But just not do the fastness and flowy on my feet brakes. Just not do that.
No problem. You just need to know how to brake a little bit. So if you're doing them just fine with your hands, and don't worry about it. You're doing great.
We need to practice this a lot these days.
We gotta do it one more time.
I will remember
do
it
it by
yourself.
One more
Okay. Okay, wait. Don't get that finish line. Okay, fine. Keep going.
Keep going, Cara. Go all the way around to our trailer. Cara's been doing awesome, but it's hard for her to get the pedal in the right position to push it forward and do it, because she can't pedal it backwards, because this bike has a back brake, right? When you pedal backwards, it breaks the tire. It breaks the bike. And that's actually required by U.S. law. That they don't normally ship them like that. But Voom bikes, name by the way, German, is the bike company's German, so it's not Woombikes like we've been saying, it's Voom bikes, which of course makes a ton of sense. So anyway, back to the wheel. There's a different hub in a conversion kit that you can buy. I have one here that allows you to swap out the back hub with a freewheeling hub. You can see that it freewheels in one direction, which means that Cara's going to be able to get her pedal in position a whole lot easier.
Daddy, where is my board to my bike?
It's in the car, but we haven't figured out how to put it on yet.
And she wants to see the bike keepers. Mom told her about that.
Well, they're right in the back. Mommy should be able to find them. Daddy's going to work on the bike a little bit. So I'm going to use the included wrench here to do the swap out. You actually have to pull the tire and the tube off and put it on, and then this gadget as well, and then you can mount it back up. So I'm going to do this conversion and see if it helps her get started. She's been doing the hand brakes. She loves them. She's been really smooth on them, and the back brake's only been getting in the way. So we're going to swap that out and make an improvement there. So Cara, after I switched out the wheel for the freewheeling back one that was getting in the way, I thought of her starting by herself, and that turned out to be true. The first loop she did afterwards, they stopped in the middle, and she was able to start by herself. So I've asked her to come around and stop here and show me how she starts by herself. So we'll see how this goes here. Here she comes with her big sister Rachel's been riding around with her. Kay, come and stop by me so you can show me how you start by yourself, Kay. Good girl, come all the way to a stop. And then, there you go. Okay, so I want you to show me how you start all by yourself, Kay. So she can move the pedal backwards into the right position and put it together. You're good, honey.
First try.
And there she goes.
Hey, keep going.
Awesome. And big sister Rachel has been riding around with her, which has been awesome. And again, I apologize for all the wind noise, but we're out here and it's happening now. So if you want video of it happening, it's got to be in the wind. She's doing fantastic. Just swapping out the rear tire and getting rid of the back brake was absolutely the right answer. There's 2 hand brakes in the front. She's totally safe. She's been doing great with those. And that really is a much better idea. So just giving her some practice. I'm sure over the next 2 days she's going to be zipping around like crazy. And our poor little balance bike here, I think, has reached the end of its road. It's been through all 3 kids, and Cara just went from the balance bike to the Voom bike and pedaling by herself in just a couple of hours. So it's kind of a big moment around here. We're really proud of her and loving the bike. It's fantastic.